That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's a mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
It's what?
Cedric D. Sanders.
They probably just eat ass with a baby spoon.
It's what?
That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah. 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 That's what he said. That ain't my phone. That's what he said. That's what he said.
It's what?
That's what he said.
It's what?
That ain't my phone.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
I would say nice and chill Friday, but the snow fucked that up. So, what up, people? What up, world?
What up?
We chilling on this Friday, and I got a special treat for y'all because I ain't gonna keep it, all gritty like I always do and begin to talk shit about Antonio Brown. I'm not gonna do that. Psst.
Whatever.
I could, but what for? What for?
I know you want to go all the way in.
Babe, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do
Right.
it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Let's
However,
not.
comma. What I am gonna do is do an interview tonight because I haven't done one in a long time, and I need to do this interview because it's with. Oh, my bad. I've been needing to do this interview with my boy for a long time, and it's been something that I've been talking about, and now here's the new year, so we're gonna kick off 2022 with a brand new whole enlightenment on some shit that I like to do, which is cigar smoking.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, I'm bringing in my brothers, a group of people that I'm starting to get to personally know. One of them I personally do know. He's my boy, Dominic Bibbs, and my other brother, he only wants to be known as JD. And I'm going to leave it at that. What's good, my brothers? How y'all doing tonight?
What's good? How's it going, man?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt. I'm good.
Thanks for joining us tonight, you guys.
Heck
Welcome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, love that wonderful intro there, guy. Man, that took the production into that.
It took some time. I mean, it's little things, you know what I mean? It's just little things that I like to do. So the first question I have to have, and to give the listeners some background, Kindred Leaf is a cigar group of basically pretty much anybody and everyone that loves to smoke cigars. And what I find very interesting in this group is the fact that the people that really kind of I guess give a closeness to one another and are really deep into cigar smoking are veterans. So tell me in retrospect, how did Kindred Leaf evolve? How did Kindred Leaf become Kindred Leaf? And what was your true motivation behind creating such a stout and great group?
Right, Dominic here. So Kindred Leaf came from a group that was first called Brothers in Cigars, which is still is a group, but it's more in tune to the Navy buddies I came up with while I was serving in the Navy. Now, this group wasn't a club when it first started, you know, and it kind of came about rather oddly. Let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
So I smoke cigars. Did not know that two of my other buddies who were in the Navy smoked cigars like I do on the regular. Now, back in the Navy, you know, we might have smoked maybe one or two cigars every now and then. We didn't even know what the hell we were doing. You know, then, you know, you remember back then you just bite the tip of the cigar, you just smoke it, not knowing what you're doing.
Right.
But anywho, you know, as I grew and got the love for cigars, man, I didn't know at the same time two of my buddies were doing the same thing. So we eventually met up online about 6-7 years after, you know, I last seen these guys. Hell, maybe even 10. And he's like, "Oh, you smoke cigars like that?" "Yeah, man, you do?" And then I just created a messenger group, and I called it Brothers and Cigars. You know, we just went on there to bullshit and just talk and see how each other were doing.
Right.
And, you know, we weren't smoking cigars together, but it was just general bullshit talk amongst fellas, man. So one day, you know, the idea came across, hey, maybe we should see who else, you know, that we know smoke cigars, maybe invite them to the group or whatnot. And that's pretty much how it evolved. But the problem was with Brothers and Cigars, it was really hard to get everyone included in that group because I think it was the name, you know, Brothers and Cigars. We wanted to have everybody included in it, not just the fellas. So the name in itself, I felt, and it took a lot of pride to the other fellas and convince them to allow, you know, to change the name and come up with something, you know, that can include a lot more folks. And that's where Kindred Leaf came about, you know, Kindred, you know, being family amongst others, you know, just having that same kind of mindset, the love of the leaf, and just to get together and smoke cigars and just talk. That's what it's all about.
That's big. I mean, to me, I think it's harder in this day and age of social media to really resonate with people that you may personally know, only because, you know, they got their own life and everything. But then it's like when you create a group, you actually are experiencing those people's lives, because now they're a little bit more of an open book to you, because, you know, they can spark up a cigar and you guys can just have candid conversation. And it's funny because me and my wife were talking about this months ago or whatever, you know, and I told her it's hard, I think, as we get older, to have those deeper conversations, because even if you are cool with some people, they don't necessarily, sometimes it's you open up to certain people and then all of a sudden, you know, they have their life, so they're gone or they disappear. And I said it's funny because that's kind of what happened with me, her, you, and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were kicking it, you know, doing our thing, enjoying ourselves, you know, spending a lot of time together, and then bam, yo, we got to bounce. And on top of that, COVID. So It was like, damn. But I said all that to say this. I think you foster great relationships with people that smoke cigars, because sometimes those people, the only outlet they have is a good cigar and conversation. So
That's right.
You know, that's what I'm getting out of the whole group. What about you, JD?
Well, for me, like you said, with cigars and everything else, it's an in to talk to somebody that you already have something in common with. Mm-hmm. And like with Dom and the rest of the group, you know, I'm a newcomer into the admin space of the group, but I mean, I've been smoking cigars since I was in the Army.
Right.
And, you know, for us, it's kind of that, you know, you get an hour of peace. You light up a cigar and sit around and you can think whatever you need to think, get your mental health straight. Mm-hmm. You know, you need, for all the veterans out there that know what we talk about with like PTSD and stuff, you know, rebuilding your perimeter, you need to do that, because you don't, you're going to end up in a bad spot.
Right.
And that's like with Kindred, you know, it's, my take on it is that it's a place where you can come, be yourself. And like you said, when you're having good conversations with people that you might not know, it opens up so many avenues to have so many different conversations with. Just from having a cigar.
I have to admit, I'm a very sociable person, but I have to be comfortable in company with people for me to be sociable. And I think a lot of that is because of my anxiety and PTSD, because whereas before I never had a problem with being sociable. I never had a problem with being this kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say center of attention, but kind of being the loudest person in the room. And I still kind of am, but it's like certain people only get that from me when I'm comfortable being around them. But I found out that with this group, when I light a cigar, my wife will tell you too, it was like I was by myself and I probably lit maybe one cigar when I left Washington. If that.
I was just going to say, if that.
And it was like I had a connection, because I always loved smoking cigars, but it's like I kind of lost it when I started experiencing my symptoms with PTSD and anxiety and everything. And it was hard for me to kind of just honor and respect what I was going through, but at the same time, not putting down what I love to do. And for me, I started smoking cigars back in 2007, 2008, when I was stationed in Hawaii. And I had just made chief. I was with around a great group of people. And one of the guys from Georgia had, right when I had made chief, I remember in 2007 when I made chief, he had came over to the house, had a drink, and dug in his pocket, and he pulled out a cutter and a cigar, and he was like, "Hey, do you herf?" I was like, "Do you herf? I mean, you asking me do I smoke weed? What are you asking me?" And he busted He busted out laughing, and he was like, "No, do you smoke cigars?" I was like, "Bro, I have never smoked cigars." He's like, "Bro, put them cigarettes down." He was like, "You don't even inhale this." He was like, "You still get the taste of it even though you don't inhale it." And I was like, "How the heck you taste it without inhaling?" So it was like a whole hour of him explaining how my taste buds would be enhanced if I was, one, to stop smoking, and of course, like, drink lemon juice and all this other shit, you know, get my palate kind of like cleansed out, and start, you know, smoking a cigar. He was like, "You don't inhale it, but it's just the taste, and it's like the calming. You're not rushed. You know, you can actually enjoy it. You know, if you have a deep thought you want to have, you can just sit there with your cigar and just have that deep thought, figure out what you're going to do." He's like, "Bro, I done figured out a lot of Navy problems. I done figured them out." He's like, "On a Friday night, I get me a good glass of bourbon. I pop me a damn cigar." He's like, "Bro, I might be on my patio," or back in Hawaii, we call it a lanai's. I'll be in my lanai, man, for 3 hours. My wife come out there and be like, "You all right?" I'm like, "I'm good." She see me out there with my little green wheel book. She was like, "Yeah, he about to fuck somebody up on Monday."
Yes. And that's the great thing about cigars is it's meditative. You can do it by yourself, or you can do it with a bunch of people. I mean, that sounds terrible right now. It sounds like an orgy. But just saying, man, you know, it's
get naked. No.
It's how
Well, I never thought you felt that way about us, Tom. Now I know.
Now we know.
On, man.
Oh boy, he let his hair down.
Yeah.
But it's therapeutic for me. You know, I'm a natural introvert. If I can be by myself, it's fine. If I can be with people that I really care about, it's even better. But being an introvert that I am, this allows me to do something by myself that I enjoy, you know, and I'm able to sit there and talk for the hour or hour and a half and really reflect on the day or reflect on my next decision.
Right.
Or, you know, just sit there and enjoy the nuances of the cigars, you know, that you brought up. You know, I didn't, like I said, when I first started, it wasn't about the nuances of the cigar. It was just putting it in the mouth and making it puff, you know, and,
right.
and looking cool.
Looking cool, yeah.
But when when I got serious about cigars, I would say this was probably right after I got out the Navy. And so let me add a little history to it. I've had my first cigar probably back in '98 with my stepdad, and you know, he smoked the Phillies, you know, the gold gas station cigar. So
yeah,
that's where it came from, you know.
Right.
That's all you
start somewhere.
So,
yeah,
exactly. So naturally, when I was old enough to go buy something, I went to the gas station and bought me some Phillies or some Black and Mild, you know, Switch and Sweets. Until one day somebody said, "Why are you smoking that stuff they pick up off the floor?" I'm like, "What you mean by that?" So they gave me the lowdown what tobacco was, and I was like, "Well, shit, I want to smoke the finer things in life too." So, you know, I got into, you know, the name brand cigars after that, and now, fast forward now, is I can appreciate the leaf, appreciate the tobacco and what it brings to the table.
Right.
A lot of good things coming out of these leaves, man. I wish more people could smoke them and know. Probably solve world problems. I'm lying. I ain't gonna do that shit.
You need a lot of ink to write that, man.
Yeah.
Better be careful.
Yeah, that's a speed limit that they haven't posted yet. Shit, you slow down, bro. Slow down.
So I have a question for you guys. Do you guys have your spouses or significant others join you, or have you had them try cigars?
Bitch, what?
And do they smoke?
Really, nigga? Do I need to play the button?
I have to ask the question.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just teasing it.
Other people out in, you know, World Wide Web may not know the answer.
Right.
So
you're right.
Asking these gentlemen,
It's like
the
intriguing minds want to know.
Right.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, it's a good question because, you know, I was honestly astounded at how many female smokers that are out there that smoke cigars, and I was like, wow. So seeing that made me naturally want to, you know, have my wife try it, and, you know, try to find something that's balanced for her and that's not too harsh or not too much. But yeah, the answer to your question is my wife will sit down every blue moon with me and she'll smoke her leather rose or whatnot, or, you know, a dessert style cigar, and she enjoys it. She just doesn't get the not inhaling part. So, what do you mean you just put it in your mouth and push it back out? It don't make no sense. So I had to really, teach her how to do that. But yeah, I definitely indulge the wife every now and then.
That's cool.
And for me, yes, my wife does join me on occasion. It's very rare, but she's not. That's the thing with cigars is you can go as deep into it as you want. You can get all the way down to I like this particular leaf. I like this particular blender. I like this farm. My wife's just like, well, that one smells nice. I want to try that. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, that's different. That's nice. I like that. Or that's nasty. What the hell are you doing smoking that?
That would be me. That's nasty. No, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
always got to find something you like.
Exactly. I would have to do like you were talking about, something that's sweet or,
what?
Dessert type flavored. Yeah, I can't do.
There are whole lines dedicated to flavors and what you like, and you can just find whatever you're looking for. And that's what's good about the group. And like Kindred is everybody's posting what they're smoking on that day. A lot of us put notes in, and like when we have our herfs on Friday night, when we're talking, shooting the shit, we'll also pass around notes like, oh wow, with this one I'm getting coffee and chocolate and leather and keep what somebody else is smoking, and then you're like, now I'm going to be poor. Now I have to buy a whole box of them. That sounds good.
That is true.
Very true.
Like literally, I can remember a couple of herfs back. We were really going in about cigars, and then I had this thought that I was like, okay, I can share with them what I've been thinking because I'm crazy enough, and they don't think I'm retarded. So, how would you guys feel about cigars and breakfast, like with coffee? The fuck? What? It's bourbon. It's bourbon. What is wrong with you? It's bourbon.
Really, nigga?
It's bourbon. But I think really it kind of just like, opened the eyes of a lot of people because it made them realize that, it's not so much just cigars and bourbon, because it does flow. But if somebody wants to have a nice, blonde cigarette with a cup of coffee, why not? And
exactly.
I was feeling that because I was just like, I have cigars that I know for a fact I would herf in a minute with a cup of coffee.
For sure. You don't have to just drink coffee or bourbon. That's the cool thing about cigars. You can drink pretty much anything, and you'll find out quickly if it's going to pair well with that stick or not. A lot of times I just drink water because it might be a new cigar that I'm tasting, and I can pick up a lot of nuances from that cigar without having bourbon, coffee, or anything muddle the flavor of the cigar.
That's true.
So, good point there.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just like the bourbon and the coffee. I mean, that's the thing with having the group is you can find out what they're pairing with. Like one of the other guys in the group, Carlos, and he and I talk all the time about what we're pairing with that particular stick. I mean, we've had chocolate milk, you've had coffee, iced tea, like one of those froyo, all kinds of stuff. Just cream soda pop, all kinds of shit that you pair with these things. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you'll know.
Oh yeah.
And that's what you just go, okay, well that's not really vibing, so I'm going to go back to water. And it's like no harm, no foul. You just change up and drink water, coffee, or whatever. But, oh yeah, coffee. Oh, I pair coffee with just about any cigar. You can get away with it.
Now,
you know what I'm drinking with this Julius Caesar right now, real quick?
What you drinking?
Hennessy and Gatorade.
I got to get drunk, but I want to stay hydrated.
Exactly.
That means those
What?
electrolytes.
I'm so done.
What?
Oh my God.
It's like, that's what, a $25 cigar? It's like,
Yep.
Hennessy Gatorade, I'm good.
What? Oh my God! I'm mad.
Yep.
I'm
Pretty
mad.
good. Tastes
I'm-
pretty good.
I was getting ready to ask something, but now I have to flip the script. How? It's like you want to do something bad for your liver,
Guarantee you it's orange Gatorade.
right? It's like I want to do
Nope.
something bad for my liver, but I want to stay hydrated when I
Oh,
do it.
shit, it's not orange. What Gatorade
Because
is
I'll tell
it?
you what, it's the frost. It's the blue glacier freeze.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right there.
God dang it!
So
He's practicing
Man,
making
like I
Incredible
said,
Hulks over there, y'all.
you know what? I hate Incredible Hulk, but the thing is, I'm out here drinking, and you got to stay hydrated at the same time too. And a lot of times I drink water with it, but I don't have water at my disposal right now, so I'm drinking Gatorade.
I'm so
So,
done.
hey.
I'm so done.
It still tastes good too.
I better do.
He left the water in the house and found a Gatorade in the garage.
Yeah, that's.
I think she knows me.
Walk to get the water, but Gatorade's right here.
Yeah,
Right?
he was already out there comfortable. And he's like, "Wait
Yeah.
a minute,
I
shit,
ain't walking back in the
I ain't
house.
going back in that house. Wait a minute."
I done already lit
You
this.
so
stick.
damn right.
Yep,
Yep. I think y'all might know me.
I'm
Just a
done.
little bit, Dom. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So I gotta ask this, and this is both for you, Dom, and JD, and I will throw Connie in the mix just because, and she can answer last. But, what is it that you honestly would tell someone that's brand new to cigar smoking, that has never done it before? What is like one of the biggest things that you would tell them opposed to what you were taught when you started smoking?
First important thing is do not inhale, and that's a lot of off-put. That's basically if a new cigar smoker smokes one and they inhale, they guarantee it will take them a long ass time to pick up another cigar
Yeah,
because they will get green and they will cough and this ain't for me, this ain't for me. So
yeah,
I love introducing people to cigars because I get to sit there with them, describe the cigar to them, explain the cut, the body of the cigar, the different parts of the cigar, and light it slow and get them engaged with it and introduced to it, easy as possible. So that's probably the best way for me.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd have to add to that and say that as opposed to when I started, like I brought one of my friends into smoking cigars, and just to have even the small amount of knowledge of cigars that I have
Mm-hmm.
is way above what a new smoker to cigars would have.
Right.
And so I can sit there and light up a stick, the same stick they have, and just go through it with them. And you turn it from just a thing to an experience. And that's what cigars do. It makes it a whole experience of, instead of, I'm just going to, like with cigarettes, that's for the moment. A cigar is for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because you light a cigar, you're there for at least an hour,
Right.
depending on the cigar.
Right.
And you can just walk them through the new guy through and just give them all the pointers that you've learned through your experience of having cigars, and then just walk them through stuff. Like that's what like brick and mortars are good for. Take a new person out to a brick and mortar store, or they're your friend and you have cigars at home. Just open up your humidor. Not for the good stuff that's your occasion cigars. But, you're decent everyday smokers. Just sit down with them.
Yeah.
You'll end up with a better friend.
That's true. That's true. What about you, babe?
Or a leech.
Or a leech.
Yeah, them too. Get the mooch. Yeah.
Hey, man, you got, man. I know you got him, man. I see you open that box yesterday. Yo, what's up?
And then that's when you take them to a brick and mortar at the next step. And then you say, okay, this is their brick and mortar. This is where you find it. Talk to the tobacconist.
Right.
The tobacconist will know and give him questions to ask.
Yep.
And then you don't have to worry about the mooch because he's buying them.
You're right.
There you go.
You're right. What about you, babe? What do you think?
I think for me, not knowing a lot about cigars, only knowing what I know just based off of, our friendship with Dom and you smoking cigars. And see, my thing is I purchased them for you.
What is the one thing you learned?
Little gifts and whatnot.
But what is the one thing you learned?
Yeah, don't do that one again.
Why?
Because apparently I bought the wrong stuff.
Good Lord.
It apparently was nowhere near what he yeah. Mm-hmm.
I told her specific.
Stop mid-sentence.
I did.
I'm gonna say this. She likes to do things for me, like just surprise me with stuff, right? And I told her, you gotta let me know when you're thinking stuff so I can lead you in the right direction. She bought me these cigars that literally an Italian drug lord pissed in. I can't remember.
No.
I can't remember the name of the cigar because I'm an asshole. I can't remember because I cut it, I smelt it, and I was like, okay, this is not my speed, but okay. And it had like a garlic with a chocolate, like just on the cold draw, and raisins.
That sounds like a Gurkha.
Yeah, I think it was a Gurkha.
Yeah, because they taste like gold piss and battery acid.
Oh my God, bro!
You got Gurkha,
bro. When you first do the cold draw and you just like, oh yeah. This one, oh yeah. No, this is not a bourbon. This might be a good.
Where you're gonna go?
This might be a good cup of OJ or just you start thinking what your palate is gonna want with that. Just on the cold draw. Then I didn't even have nothing to drink, and I wish I did because I lit that some bitch. And
you wanted anything to take the taste out of your mouth.
I didn't. My mouth tasted like ass for like 3 days. I was like, babe, don't buy cigars without having an idea of your man's palate because he's always going to appreciate it. But I'm throwing your money in the trash when they taste like I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's like
But that's what you do there. Said to help her out is you start your cigar journal of the good ones that you like,
and
you just leave those bands out, and you make it a point. You're like, this is a really good one, because something small like that, she'll remember, and she can see the band, and she will find the band. I know because my wife does the same thing.
That's right.
Don't set her up for success, not for failure.
You're right.
Right. That's why I catalog, man. If you check out the Instagram, shameless plug here, but Instagram Kindred Leaf, we have all our our cigar pictures that we post up there, and especially ones that we do enjoy and love. They are all on there. So that's how I do it, man. Because I don't. My wife doesn't do it either because I don't go out there buying purses for her because she won't like it just as well as she buys cigars for me. I'm not gonna like it. So.
Right. So
that's when you told him along and like, this one looks good.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck? So I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer because shortly there's a HERF, and like I said, we're gonna do many more interviews, but I kind of wanted to do this introductory interview so everybody can kind of understand going in that passionate direction of solitude, of finding something that calms you down. And it doesn't have to be a cigar. It really doesn't. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think it was gonna be a cigar until I actually did it, and I've been doing it, like I said, off and on since 2007, and more on since about 2018, 19ish. So the last question I have is more of, I wouldn't necessarily say funny because it's really not, but it is, but it's not. Is it hard to get people to, I think, understand cigars, like when you was talking about cataloging and everything else, because there's so many cigars out there? Do you find it harder to explain that to people that are brand new opposed to people that have been smoking? Or do you find it easier to just allow people to kind of crash and burn a little bit so they can ask more questions so you can get into a deeper conversation?
Once you're introduced to a cigar, whether they had a good experience or bad, they kind of have to crash and burn. Man, I've spent a lot of money on cigars and threw away a lot of money, and even now, I consider myself a veteran smoker, but I'm still learning, and there's a lot of cigars that end up in the trash still.
Right.
And that's why I don't buy boxes of cigars that I've never tried before. I have to at least try one stick to allow me to even have the thought of buying a box. So I've learned that the hard way, losing, a lot of money doing that. So, yeah, man, you gotta crash and burn a little bit. Everybody does.
Right.
This is an expensive hobby. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
These sticks, a good quality stick is going to run you from, $8 and up, and there's sticks that are $25 that taste like a damn $2 stick.
Yeah.
And then there's $2 sticks that taste like a $10 stick. So you have to learn your palate. You have to learn what you like.
That's real. That's real.
And like what you were saying with somebody new, you don't try to give them all this up front, because it'll either turn them away from cigars, where they think, oh man, I'm not cut out for this, or, it's just like with bourbons or whiskey. Somebody likes whiskey, they have their taste in whiskey. That's what they like to drink, the way they like to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not wrong. That's just what they like. Same thing goes with cigars.
Right.
Everyone's palate's a bit different. You're going to go through, and with a new person coming into the hobby, it's just, that's what, groups like Kindred Leaf is good for, is because you have a hive mind pointing out, their downfalls and what they found with the stick, or, they had a problem. They got this funky flavor. And it could just be them, but you also have more than one person and more than just yourself smoking something.
That's true.
And that's where it becomes important for the community, because it's more of a community, not just like a group of people.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
So that's what I would say, is that you don't even bring that stuff up to a new smoker. Just give them something easy. A coffee flavored cigar if they like coffee. That you can't go wrong with a lot of the lines out there that are geared towards new smokers.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And just there's nothing wrong with it. No one's gonna slight them for it. That's just what they like, and just let them grow from there, because they'll find their own palate. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to come with a cigar that you've never heard of before, or never thought this was any good, and it'll blow you away. And you'll be like, "Oh man, the new guy found this cigar that was really good. I'm going to give it a shot."
You're right.
There you go.
You're right.
I have one last question for you guys before we close and wrap this up. My question to you is regarding Kindred Leaf. Is it state based, or is it all over the world? And where did you start it, and how long has it been in in production, basically?
Kindred Leaf is not even a year old yet. Again, starting with Brothers and Cigars, it kind of evolved, and it still is evolving. We are not state-based. We are all over the place. We've got members in the Carolinas, Florida, Texas, Cali, up all the way up into the Pacific Northwest and Midwest, Ohio, Kansas. We're all over the place right now, and we're growing. We're probably at about 1,000 or so members. Instagram right now, Facebook, about 400 or so right now. I might be misquoting that, but again, we're growing and we're trying to get those numbers up. Don't be afraid to come and join the group. We're a group of experienced and inexperienced smokers that'll allow you to learn and grow. You can ask questions without rebuttal. Nothing's too crazy to ask. So, it's open to everyone. You can gain knowledge via YouTube. We got a YouTube channel where we review cigars. And again, if you just want to see some awesome, cool pictures of cigars, go to Instagram. If you want nice conversation about cigars, go to Facebook. We're all over the place, different avenues.
That's what's up.
So the plug, of course, is Facebook, Instagram, Kindred Leaf, Kindred Leaf, Kindred Leaf. Look him up on Facebook, Instagram. It's very active. He's doing the YouTube reviews of different cigars. Very active. Follow the group. Get involved. Listen to the conversation. If you're brand new to cigar smoking, he gives great tips on that as well. You can come and join the Herfs, which are always at 9 p.m. Eastern. KD is pretty damn good with making sure, he announces that, hey, Herf tonight. Hey, Herf tonight. So make
consistency is key.
That's right. You're exactly right. So speaking of consistency is key. I got to jump off of here because that's my hobby. That's what I love to do. And when I do this podcast, that's exactly what I do. I immediately go to the side porch and do a Herf. And tonight it's going to be a bundled up night, being the fact that it's supposed to be 8 degrees, but I'm still going to go out there with my brothers and enjoy a cigar. I got my thermals on, so I should be good. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight on the podcast. And
absolutely,
this might have been a short interview, but it's definitely not going to be the last short interview. It will probably be a couple of other shorter interviews, I'm sure, with Connie. But with the gentlemen, of course, it's not going to be short interviews. It's going to be long conversations of bullshit and conversation. So be prepared for that, people. And like always, stay tapped in to the podcast. It's all over the place. It's worldwide. You can get it on Amazon. You can ask Alexa, please play That's What I Said. And that's what she gonna play. That's what I said, because I'm on damn Amazon now. I keep growing every damn month. It's something brand new. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like a crackhead decided to do sales at a car wash.
I'm done.
I'm just saying. It's crazy. So, with that being said,
self-awareness is there, Cedric.
I know, none at all. None. So, with that being said, y'all, it's been a good Friday. I appreciate you, gentlemen. I'm going to see y'all here shortly. And to the world out there, we're going to see y'all next Friday. Absolutely. Same time as always. You got anything to say to the people before we get out?
Enjoy your weekend. Mother Nature, you really need to figure some shit out. For real. This been too much this week.
I was going to say that I finally got my truck out the driveway. So this weekend, I'm getting up early. And I'm hunting Mother Nature and Old Man Winter down because I got to punch them.
They need to figure something out together.
Yeah, I got to punch. I don't know. I got to punch them specifically in between the legs because what they did to us is some bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyway,
bent over with no KY.
Exactly.
They just raw dogged us.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So anyway, see y'all next Friday, same time, same place. Peace.
Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.